So we have, of course, a lot cut out for us, and I want to paraphrase Victor Hugo about a time for, you know, an idea whose time has come. But I would like to say no government war can stop an ideological revolution whose time has come. So all these wars on us, the wars on our liberty, the wars on our economic well-being, the wars overseas, but now we have an ideological revolution coming. And we have reason to be hopeful. Our country is a lot better off than some of the other countries that have gone through this. Certainly our history is a lot better than the Soviet system and the Russian history. They haven't had real good examples of property rights and sound money and civil liberties, and we have. So it's not that complicated. You know, if we really were determined, although it's not a perfect document, but it would really help us, why couldn't we just start using the Constitution again? And that could be very helpful. So there's a lot that we can do, and I'm really more optimistic now than I had been. I'm very optimistic when I get to the college campuses. We will continue to do a lot on the campuses. Young Americans for Liberty is very energized, and I work with them closely. And to me, that's where the future is, and so I'm very encouraged by that. But talking about war, I have anybody attend the rally in Minneapolis in '08? Well, up there I had somebody sing a song that I particularly liked, an anti-war song. It was written by Buffy Sainte, and that song that she wrote and sang, and she wrote it in 1964, it was called The Universal Soldier. And I want to read a couple verses from that because I think it really has a strong message and it makes one think. She talks about the universal soldier. She says he never saw the writing on the wall. But without him, how would Hitler have condemned him at Dachau? Without him, Caesar would have stood alone. He's the one who gives his body as a weapon of the war. And without him, all this killing can't go on. He's the universal soldier, and he really is the blame. His orders come from far away, no more. They come from him and you and me. And brothers, can't you see, this is not the way to put an end to war. Now, one year later, the only part about that bothered me a little bit, obviously I like it, is putting, you know, the blame on the soldier. Because I was in the military, I was drafted, I was through medical school, but I was drafted during the Cuban crisis, and I was not, I did not have the same firm convictions, nor could I defend my convictions at that time, and I was still in a learning mode. So to put all the pressure on the soldier is pretty tough, although some are sophisticated and understand it. But she also pointed out that it's not just the soldier, he has responsibility, but ultimately it's you and me. We all have the responsibility, and of course we know the Constitution is very clear. We wouldn't be in these wars if we forced the Congress.
Some soldiers came in, wheeling their buddies on stretchers and wheelchairs, and I mean, these guys, I had never seen anything like that. These guys were all bandaged and shot up, and I got to talking to some of these soldiers, and they knew that there was a war. But what it did for me, it made me question, well, who is responsible for war? I mean, is it these guys? I mean, you can't just point your finger at them, although they were there. Or maybe it's generals, you know, maybe it's the generals who make a career of telling these guys what to do. But maybe that doesn't go far enough. I mean, who tells the generals what to do? Who points the generals and the army at somebody else? Ah, it's the politicians. But here I am flying on the way to Toronto, and it had to go farther. By the time I got to the Purple Onion, I said, who elects the politicians? Ah, it's us, right? His orders come from far away no more. They come from him and you and me. And brothers, can't you see? This is not the way we put an end to war. So it's about individual responsibility. 6'4". He fights with missiles and with spears. He's all of 31 and he's only 17. He's been a soldier for 1,000 years. He's a Catholic, a Hindu, an atheist, a Jain, a Buddhist and a Baptist and a Jew. And he knows he shouldn't kill, and he knows he always will kill you for me, my friend, and me for you. And he's fighting for Canada, he's fighting for France, he's fighting for the USA, and he's fighting for the Russians, and he's fighting for Japan. And he thinks we'll put an end to war this way. And he's fighting for democracy, he's fighting for the Reds. He says it's for the peace of all. He's the one who must decide who's to live and who's to die. And he never sees the writing on the walls. But without him, how would Hitler have condemned him at Dachau? Without him, Caesar would have stood alone. He's the one who gives his body as a weapon to a war. And without him, all this killing can't go on. He's the universal soldier, and he really is to blame. His orders come from far away no more. They come from him and you and me. And brothers, can't you see? This is not the way we put an end to war.